Hello guys, welcome back. Learning key commands and shortcuts is key to using Logic Pro efficiently. In this video, we look at around 7 useful key commands. If you find this video useful, do give it a like and also share it with your friends. And if you're visiting the channel for the first time, please do consider subscribing. First one is note labels. This option should be default in Logic, but I don't know, for some reason it doesn't come default. If you're working on a chord progression or a melody line, it will be nice to know what notes you have played just by looking at the MIDI notes. But right now, you can just take your mouse to the note and then it will show you what pitch you have played. But it would be nice to have all the notes labeled, so it will be easy for us to edit all those notes. You can actually do that simply by going to View and then just clicking on Note Labels. Now we have all the notes labeled, and now it's pretty easy for us to know what notes you have played and which one we need to edit. Next one is Collapse Mode. I've just programmed a basic drum pattern here. I've just used a kick drum pattern, a snare pattern, and then a basic shaker pattern, and then a block pattern. It will be easier for me to edit and then add notes or even delete notes if Logic just shows me the notes that I played instead of all these empty spaces here. For that, you just need to go here and then click on Collapse Mode, and now Logic just shows the notes that you played instead of all those empty unused notes. Next one is assigning key commands to grid values. If you're someone like me who frequently goes up here and changes the grid value so that you can place notes according to the grid values you set here, then it's better for you to actually assign a key command to change those grid values. Say for example, you need to create an 8th note hi-hat pattern. You would go up here and then change the grid value to 8th note. So your grid shows as 8th notes, and then you go to Tools and then choose the pencil tool, and then we would create a hi-hat pattern. Say you want to create a 16th note pattern in between, you would again go back here and then change it to 16th note, and then you can keep adding 16th notes. So to assign a key command to change these grid values is simply going up here and then going to Key Commands, Edit, and then type in divisions. Go to Set next to Higher Division and then set a key command. I already set a key command, and then go to Set next Lower Division and then set another key command. So now when I need to go back to 8th note, I just need to press Command /. My grid selections keep going lower. Say if I need to go to higher value, I just use the next key command. Grid value increases. The next one is group editing. So if you have a bunch of drum takes, vocal takes like in harmonies, or even programmed drums, it's easier for you to have them as a group, and then when you're editing, it's easier for you to edit them as a group. To create groups, you just need to go to the mixer window and then select all the tracks that needs to be on a group, and then go to the group section here and then select group 1. And here you can name your group. I'm going to be naming it as Drums Edit. And then I'm going to the next set of tracks, which are my basses, and then I'm going to select all those bass tracks, and then I'm going to choose a new group, and then I'm going to name it as Bass Edit. And then finally I'm going to the guitar takes and then choosing a new group. I'm going to name it as Guitar Edit, and then I'm going to choose Editing Selection, and then I'm going to disable Automation Mode, Volume and Mute. And now when we go back to our timeline view, we just need to select one of those tracks and then the entire group gets selected. We can go one step further and create various key commands to various groups. To create key commands, you just need to go to Logic Pro, Key Commands, Edit, and then type in group, and then go to Select Members of Group, and then Learn by Key Label and choose your own key command. Now when I go back to timeline view, I just need to hit Ctrl 1, and then my first group gets selected, Ctrl 2, my second group gets selected, and third, my third group. So this way it's easier for you to select multiple tracks and then do your edits. And the next one is using a key command to move your playhead between transients. This is really helpful when you're trying to create various slices from an audio region or a loop. Like for example, we have a kick drum sample here, and then normally to create slices, we would take our playhead to a transient and then zoom in, and then we make sure it's properly on the transient, and then use Command T to split, and then go to our next transient, again zoom in, and then we make sure our playhead is at the transient, and then we use Command T to again split and create a slice. Instead of this, you can use a key command. Just click on an empty place here and then use the short key Control and full stop. It will directly go to the transient, and then use Command T to split, and then again use Control full stop. It will take you to the next transient, and then use Command T to split, and then we have a region. To go back, you just need to press Ctrl and then comma. This one is quite simple but really useful. If you need to play back from a certain region, just select that region and then just hit Shift and then spacebar. It will play back from the region you have selected. So the last one is using automation curve tool. Sometimes when you're doing an automation to a track, you might need an automation to be more some kind of a curve instead of a very linear automation. Like for example, if you have an automation something like this, and then you need to create a kind of a curve here, you just need to hit Ctrl and then Shift and then just move your cursor, and then you can create various curves.